And so, with everything going on board the Cronus, with a dead alien in the halls and an unknown situation on board the Cronus, tonight things could be
getting dicey.
I put the stuff on like a gyro mount.
I have wanted to if we end up doing like a full campaign of this, then I'll do like a brand new intro, other than just color the current intro green. Hey, look, it works for now. It's fine.
Totally.
It ticks the boxes. Let me get some Cronus sounds.
It's all cleared with corporate headquarters.
Yeah.
It's definitely in progress.
Oh yeah, and there was some conversation between you guys and Reed about whether or not she could be trusted. I believe that was some of the conversations. She came down with this shotgun, and there were some conversations, and she was like, her goal is to keep you all alive. That's her goal. That's all that matters. Can you guys? Let's start with we'll start with Davis, and we'll just go through the characters that are down on deck B at the moment. Can you guys just give me sort of an update of what's happening with your character? Start with you, Christian.
Yep. So Davis is got a newfound ventilation in her leg, which is some concern. It's a lot of pain. Would really love if there's a medic somewhere with some kind of maybe some kind of medicine, some kind of drug that they could inject to help relieve this pain. That'd be grand. But she is, just a bit concerned to be back on this ship, even though we've killed the only alien on there. But this crew knows something. So
yeah, the hole in your leg means there's also a hole in your suit. The suit's useless in regards to keeping air in, and you're now. The air system started venting, you sort of switched it off, and now all you're tasting and breathing is the stale air of the Cronus, and it doesn't taste good. It's making you feel quite weak. It's not enough oxygen in whatever mix is being pushed out into the Cronus.
Ketchup and onions.
Yeah. Someone in the air filtration system has just opened up a packet of cheese and onion chips, and it is just being pushed out into the breathable air. What about
fish in the microwave in the
The lunchroom?
Yep.
Gourmet meal.
What about Rye?
Right. Is there any chance of fixing Davis's suit with like a little bit of space duct tape? Not really. No.
No, it's quite a complex suit. I don't know. I mean, look, there's no harm in if that is a priority for you to look and to find. There might be something on board.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There is on the map that you've been given, out near on the same deck that you're on, out near the sort of escape pods, there are like EVA suits as well. You don't know what kind of condition they are in, but you do know that there are EVA suits sort of somewhere on the ship anyway. So there's possibly a replacement, but it might be 70 years old, so the technology could be clunkier. You don't know what to expect.
Hey, Davis. You remember the person in the hallway with the no head?
Yeah. What about him?
Shot the head off, the head remove. Their suit look okay.
Well, it was it was torn at the seams thanks to the elongated arms. So it doesn't look great. It looked okay, but
forget about that, Cham. Bad memory, Cham.
If you push that out of your memory, Cham, I'm not blaming you.
Cham, lift the things, not remember the things.
What's Cham doing now that everything's calmed down in this part of the ship?
Cham is going to be like full alert protector boy. He's realized now that like his crew are in a very dire situation. Like it's a new ship that they don't know anything about. And like clearly there's this creature on board that is very, very dangerous. Well, there was that one, and who knows what else there could be. And also he doesn't trust Wilson as well. So like he's going to be in full protector mode, and Davis, Miller, and Rye are going to be Cham's babies, but he's going to do anything he can. And that's his mindset at the moment, is like,
I've got my ranch. I got my bolt gun. You get in my way, I'll freaking kill you.
He's got like, I assume he's like got the bolt gun like not even in his hands. It's just that double-handed wrench seems to be the most
the
important.
bolt gun
thing,
is
right?
for when the wrench fails.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm just making sure we've got everything. Okay. And lastly, Wilson. Wilson, you've been sort of keeping quiet, keeping back a little bit, sticking with your corporate buddy Clayton, and Miller and Reed, the Colonial Marine, disappeared off. What's he sort of doing at the moment?
He's been comparing tablet notes with Clayton, and he's just sort of realized that this is it. Like, if he can land this, his career is sorted. He will have a nice desk and kind of everything that he wants and more. And initially, he was thinking that this would all land in his lap and be cool. But the scale of this win affects everyone else on board as well, and he's very looking forward to seeing everyone else and the smiles that they'll bring with them.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's a couple of things that Miller and Wilson are definitely have like top of mind at the moment. And that's like, this is it. We're on the Cronus. This is how we're getting home. It's obviously broken. We need to get this thing sorted. But other than that, it should be good to go. I think Clayton, now that you guys have kind of been left alone with the second in charge of the Cronus and the medic, she sort of takes you off to the side. As you guys have had a lot of like off to the side conversations. She says, "Are you armed at all, Wilson?" Because she's got like a service pistol on her side.
No, like, these hands of PowerPoint slides and maybe a biro.
Okay, well, we're going to need to get you...
It's mightier than the sword.
We're going to need to get you something, because once these guys... Just in case, if anyone else figures out, like, what it is that we're trying to keep safe, that we're trying to deliver back to Earth, they might not be happy. They might not be happy with us. They might try to stop that from happening. And we need to make sure, as I'm sure Order 1500 and whatever, when the two come, my one, your one together. Yep.
Yeah. That's how
if they don't want that to happen, we need to make sure that the specimens are kept safe. And she looks around. She goes, "I know where they are. Okay? There's some down in the med lab. I want us to go down there. I want to take what's in the med lab, store it in my personal suite, okay?" And she holds up this key card. No one but I can get in, all right? So we want to go down. We want to make sure the specimens are okay. We want to keep them safe in my room. Okay? Do you understand?
I can hear you telling me a lot of instructions, but is there a summary I can look at somewhere?
Order 966. Keep the specimens safe, right?
Yes,
That's part of your order. That's part of my order.
Yeah.
But we need to get you, like, something.
Do you want me to get one of my guys to help one of your team out with that? Because my crew is really good. They're like all tasks and details and completing things.
I don't know if we can trust anyone but you and I on this one, Wilson. This is for Wayland Yutani, okay? You and I know where our alliance lies, okay? But once the others know, and she sort of backs off, she sees that you're kind of a little bit apprehensive about doing the work yourself and maybe trusting someone else. She leans in and she says, "We can't trust anyone else, Wilson. It's a goddamn weapon, okay?"
You mean the pistol's a weapon?
No, the specimens a weapon, okay, if it gets into the wrong hands or if they destroy it, the things that we'll be able to do with that substance, both just in what science we can do with it and leading forward in the future of mankind and what we can do with it, it's amazing. But it could also be used as a weapon. It's good defenses for the future Weyland-Yutani. This is a big thing. If they find out that it's a weapon, if they find out anything at all about that, they may want to destroy it. It's dangerous. That's what caused some of this shit you saw on this ship.
Right. Let's do that.
Okay.
Level 1566.
Okay.
I'm on board.
All right. So we've got to get down there, med lab, try and get the specimens, and then just store them in my room.
They're not heavy, all right? Because I've got this guy in my team. He's great at like moving things that were in a place.
It might take half an hour to go back and forth a couple of times just to get the vials there, but not too heavy. We can do this.
Okay.
We're going to cut back down to Deck B, where Miller and Reed have sort of met up with you three. There's been that conversation about who can be trusted, and Miller sort of remembers. Okay, she puts her pistol at her side. She's like, okay, I need you all to like switch off your air at the moment. Okay, we're gonna need to keep that air supply. And she turns hers off and sort of like releases the helmet off and takes that and holds it at her side. She says, there are repairs we need to do. Some of them are outside, so we need to make sure we have some air for being able to get out there and do it.
Okay. Jim.
So we've got a list, a shopping list of stuff that needs to be fixed. We need to get this ship moving.
Yeah. They said, Officer Johns, he was saying that the comma ray's down, and it's just from how long this whole place has been down for. It was amazing. We even contacted you on the little vessel from the Montero. So the comma ray needs to be brought back up. I don't know what that involves. The engines aren't kicking in at the moment, so we need to get the engines repaired, get them back online, and just check them to see if they need any sort of repairs. And obviously, and now that if you've all decided to, so it's just really Rye and Cham, if you've taken your helmets off now, you're tasting that air. She mentions, and they said something about this whole air system. We need to get in there and either replace or do something with the filtration system. Clearly, something's gone wrong in the last 70 years. But Rye, you're the one that takes care of most of our stuff on board. Is there?
I'd say. Right. We need all of this. We're gonna need to get these air scrubbers going, I reckon. Just for the fact that everyone keeps talking about these spores. I don't have a helmet on. I do not want to be breathing spores. We need to get the air scrubbers working.
Yeah.
If we can get someone else, because it's not that hard. It's just a bit of heavy lifting. So, Cham, my man, that might be up to you. I can. Can I get into the engines, sorting out the engines?
I think let's have a quick look at the situation with the engines. It's going to require, from what you can tell, that there will need to be external repairs done to get these engines back online.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there's going to be some kind of spacewalk required to get out there. And likely the same with the comma ray as well.
Maybe, Cham, you head into the system and sort out the scrubbers. I'll head outside, get the array going. Maybe we can send out a distress signal or something. And then whilst that's going, I can maybe come back in, get some equipment, and head out to sort out the engines. The other crew members, like from the second crew of the Cronus? Is there anyone that can assist?
And Reed speaks up, and she's like, she says, if you need some lifting, I can help. I'm more than happy to help out. Or if you just need me to just be with someone to stand guard, I'm happy to do that as well. You just tell me what you need, and I'll do it.
I would like you to go with Cham, just because that thing came out of the events. We need
10-4.
people watching backs.
Absolutely. And she turns to Cham and she says, the only way in or out of the air scrubbers area is back up on deck A. We're going to go in from a side vent, and it is just an enormous tube shaft down through the center of this ship. And we're going to need to go down close to the bottom and check on these filtration system, yeah?
Okay. And he just walks off in a random direction, thinking he knows where he's going.
Okay. And she reads like elevators and turns and heads back into the elevator that her and Miller originally came out of.
Okay, good idea. You lead.
Okay.
You got this, Cham.
Okay, great. Miller says, and where do you need me then?
Shucks. Maybe how is Davis? Can you guys head up maybe to the bridge? See what sort of state that is in?
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Yeah, that might be a good idea actually. Davis, how are you holding up?
I mean, if we head into the med lab, we'll grab a crutch or something and something for my leg, and then let's head from there.
They have like a space hover wheelchair or something.
We'll have a look in the mid
Moon
lane.
boot or whatever.
Yeah, great. So
Something to
Miller
put some weight on it,
Miller sort of nods, gets Davis up under the shoulder, helps her along down towards the med lab. And Rye, what's first on? What's next for Rye?
Try to get outside and get to that comms array.
Okay. Well, you saw down on the lower deck that there was an airlock. There was a couple of airlocks down on the lower deck, and that will get you pretty close to the engines as well.
Excellent. What could go wrong? Perfect plan.
What could go wrong? All right, so everyone disperses. So Cham and Reed head up to deck A. The elevator again shakes and rattles its way up. You head out past the headless body, and Reed sort of grabs onto this ventilation shaft and just pops it open, and sort of leads you, Cham, into this sort of dark vent. I think both Miller and Davis head down into the med lab. You're getting a real proper good look of it now that you're in there. And you're seeing these two med pods that was just sort of glimpsed before Rye turned you away. One of them is completely shattered as if something had broken out of it. The other one seems to be sealed and lit with from within, but the entire inner surface of that sort of plexiglass is just covered in thick, dried blood. There are rows of large specimen jars. Floating within two of them are these two small alien creatures, very, very similar to the ones that burst from Cooper's head. Over on a far shelf is a smaller specimen jar without any sort of liquid in it, containing these small fungal nodes. Now, these small fungal nodes are kind of almost bird egg like sized, and they're just like
a balut.
like a balut. They're exactly like a balut, and they're just within this jar. What else? On the desk next to that, there's an open metallic urn, and what you can glimpse from that is that there looks to be 4 vials sitting within it, but you can't really get a good look at it from where you currently are. But we'll go to Davis and Miller. Miller is pretty apprehensive as this door opens up. as she sort of takes all of this in, and she's like, what the fuck is happening in this room?
Yeah, well, Davis didn't really get a good look last time because, large amounts of blood loss and huge amounts of panic. So this time, thanks to Rye patching her up, is actually able to take this in. And she's just wide-eyed, mouth half agape.
Yeah.
And she's like, what in the hell? How big are these, the specimen jars with the creatures inside?
That'd be like a good 20 to 30 centimeter tall sort of jar.
She's like, that's the thing that came out of that guy, isn't it? Why have they got them? Why have they kept some of them?
You're looking at them now, and there's no movement coming from them. They look to be dead, or in at least a frozen state of some sort. They're just not moving.
We'll deal with these in just a moment. Hey, look for a crutch or something, and look for something for my leg as well. And Davis starts looking for those things.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take this. There are like med kits, some surgical equipments. Looks like there's some doses of like
chewable morphine,
never sleep pills, hydration, and Naprolev, which are normally just to make sure you stay hydrated and don't sleep. Basically, those kind of keeps you wired, keeps you awake.
Yep. So she's just like pops some in the pocket.
Yeah.
Pops one as well, but still looking for this for some kind of thing to bear weight.
Yeah. I think there's an area down towards the sort of southwest of this room, and there's basically the equivalent of modern crutches, but of like futuristic crutches for us, but it's quite dated tech for Davis, and it requires like strapping the ankle and the hip kind of around the waist and the knee to this thing just to help keep you mobile, but it's going to take the majority of the weight. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is it like exoskeleton pants?
Kind of, just for one leg, yeah.
I'm a cyborg.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Miller, I don't think I'm going to be much use with that shotgun anymore. Can I grab your service pistol? You keep the shotgun. Just so I've got something to defend myself with. And she just holds her hand out really earnestly because, as far as she's aware, they're still both friends.
Yeah, and she absolutely. There's like a hesitation from her because it's she's had this pistol on her ever since she boarded the ship. She's like, this is like her safety net. But there's like a hesitation for a moment before she just hands it over and grabs the shotgun from you.
Which she already had.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Hands you the pistol. Okay.
Is there like a trolley or something in here?
A trolley?
Gurney?
There'll be something you could find. What are you thinking?
She's like, hey, Miller, look, there's so much wrong with this place, and I think it's the least we can do to make it a little more right. We need to vent these. And she thumbs over at the specimen jars. Yeah,
she's like the little creatures, the jars with the creatures. She's just like instantly just like, yeah, either that or we like torch this room like when we get a chance. Like, what do you think?
Well, there might be. She looks over at the capsules and just kind of like, but she's like, there might still be something useful in this room, but there's no use for these. Let's get rid of them.
She hears you say that, and the idea of like. The idea of burning like them was like really quick. It was like faster of a response than you might have thought. And she's now sort of just distanced herself from you a little bit as she's looking around, opening drawers and under cabinets and stuff. And she looks to be looking for something specific. And the little metallic urn with the vials that catch. She looks over at it again and gets a little bit closer. And she like goes to pick up one of them and just brings it up out of the urn, and it's just like this thick black liquid within the vial, and she puts it back down and picks up another one, and it's the same thing. And then the third one that she picks up, it's cracked and empty. It's there's like no sign of whatever was in this one, and it's cracked and empty. But the thing, the urn that it's within is like cold, and there's like stuff like mist coming out of it. Whatever this urn is, it's keeping the contents cold. And she's really just like looking at that concern, and she looks over to you, and then sort of back at these vials, and then over at like there's like the specimen jars with those nodes in them as well, the little like egg-sized nodes, and she just takes this big exhale and shakes her head. Let's go.
Shall we do one of Wilson's outplacements with all of them?
What's that? Sorry.
Miller, shall we just do one of Wilson's outplacements with all of these?
Right. Yeah. I think
they're all redundant.
Yeah. I think we do what you said. Let's load these up and we vent these. I think that actually, you know what? I think that is a great idea. Let's do it. So let's cut over to Rye now. Rye, what's like on your mind for what you're doing? So you're saying yours is the comma ray? Is that what you were saying? Or was it the engine?
Yes.
Sorry.
So am I heading back to where the Daisy is?
Yeah, back down to deck D.
Just finding my map.
And so there's a couple of airlocks. I think a lot of the airlocks down in the vehicle bay are damaged. I think the only one that's going to work is the one that the main back door that the ship came through. So it's you're gonna need to like vent the room, which is gonna.
What could go wrong?
So you take the elevator. You wait for the elevator for Reed and Cham to go up, and this is the only working one that you now jump into it and take it down into the vehicle bay again. And the doors of the elevator open up, and you're reminded of the damage to this ship, this Daisy. The lights are flickering down here. And you check out the airlocks. They've all been sabotaged, right? So the only way out is like we're going to need to vent this entire room, which is going to be one hell of an experience. You could probably maybe.
Are there any like tethers or anything?
Yeah, I think you
handholds.
Yeah. Why don't you detail how like Rye prepares for this?
I'm gonna say somewhere like wherever the controls are for the door. I'm going to say that there are like straps on the wall for like cargo and things. So maybe she like belts herself in. And there's like some sort of like handhold. I'm sure they've got like handles for it in case the gravity goes. So
now you tell me what's there, and I'll just say yes to it. It's totally
okay.
Fine. Yeah.
There are handholds for strapping cargo and equipment too. There's straps like
frozen yogurt machine.
Like frozen yogurt machine. They really knew how to take care of their crew.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's ready. She's got the. I'm gonna say she keeps the flamethrower, although I don't know how she'll use it in space. Maybe she stows it.
It'll still expel like the fluid, and can still be ignited. I'm sure it might not work exactly the same as you might expect. Does she have any other weaponry on her, or is it just the flamethrower?
I think she's got that little where is it? Is it that little cutter torch?
Oh right, yeah.
Tiny
also
cutter
fire.
torch.
Also,
and
yeah. Okay. Has she? Do you think she's ever done the big like venting like this in a room this size, or is she going to be like panicking a little bit by doing this? I'm not going to get you to do a panic roll. I'm just going to just get you to flavor that.
I reckon because she's had, she's kind of an old hand at this. She's probably done it. She's heard of it, and she knows it can be done.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
Have you ever done a crazy Ivan? And she's like, okay,
nice.
I'm gonna hold on to something. Just like, I know this can be done. The vehicle's not gonna get sucked out because it's mag locked to the floor.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm gonna assume that she's also got like what the astronauts have, the little tether that they just clip to like the running wires on the
Yeah.
outside of the ship, so she'll probably have that ready on the exit.
Great. You slam your hand against like the venting button, right? It's a big glowing red button that says "Don't press," and you just slam your hand into it, and just all of the air just gets vented out of this room, and then the big flashing, rotating orange lights again start rotating as the door of the back sort of garage door of this vehicle bay opens up and exposes you to space. And I just want to get like an air supply roll from you as you're just like trying to like push through the intensity of that massive amount of venting. Normally you'd vent like a small airlock. This is a huge room of it going.
Air supply. Just looking for it. Where have you gone? Air. Okay.
Air?
Come on, Air. Be my friend. And? Are you my friend, Air?
That is okay. You're good. I think you managed to like you breathe.
Okay.
You breathe through it just fine. So you don't use up too much of whatever air you've got left in your tank. And now you're exposed out to the open. Using like your knowledge of the layout of the map that you've been given for the ship and where the bridge is, where the comm array should be, you just push out into the darkness to make your way up to the comm array. I'd say Miller and Davis have sort of loaded some stuff up and they're pushing the trolley. Where are we taking that? Because we were kind of told to check out the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Did we have comms open? Am I just like letting them know what?
Yeah,
I've just
you can. By all means, if you anyone, they're still in their suits, so they'd still be able to hear you. Yeah, if you want to be able to.
Yep. So just letting them know, hey guys, I've vented the docking bay. So heads up. I'm heading out now. Keep the comms open.
All right, stay safe out there. Miller replies.
Stay safe in there.
Yes, stay safe in, please. Not out. Not for anybody.
Davis, do we think Miller and Davis are making a stop at the bridge first, just to check on?
Well, I was going to say that we go and we drop this out of one of the vents in the bottom, but you know what? My suit's not really up to that. But if we do a stop at the junction on the way to the bridge, that's directly underneath the vent that we connected to the Montero.
Yeah, that can lead straight up. Yeah.
Drop the kids off at the pool and head on to the bridge after that.
Okay, all right. So Miller and Davis have loaded up. What would you say we've loaded up? Have we loaded up the like everything that looks dodgy down here? The little creatures in the jars, the egg nodes inside the jars, as well as like the little weird little vials of black liquid.
Yeah. So Davis was focused, like laser focused, onto those two large containers with the specimens she can see.
Yeah.
But if Miller is feeling a bit dodgy about these other things, she is happy to throw those out as well.
No, I think Miller's happy to just get rid of everything, and she grabs
loading it up.
She's. We'll move over to Wilson and Clayton soon, but as you're loading, helping, you're a bit injured, but you're doing the best you can with these dead specimens, and you realize they are very much dead as you're moving them across onto the little gurney thing that we're going to be pushing out. And Miller picks up one of the jars that has these like weird little fungus kind of egg node things in them, and just as she lifts it up, even though it's perfectly sealed, the eggs like shudder and just like puff like motes, like this tiny like dust just puffs it out and fills the jar with this dust, and you can see that it's moving up towards her before settling down in the base of the jar, and she just like and puts that on, and she's been like,
that's got to go.
and just completely seriously says, Davis, these cannot break. And she puts them like one by one, this Oh, it's actually just one jar of these things. She just puts this on with the other specimens. The urn containing this black liquid gets placed in there as well. And we go to move it just to like push it out, and everything shudders for a bit, and we're just like, and we just like steady everything and slowly make our way out of the med lab, through the living area, past the elevator, and into the corridor leading north to that junction, and further on the bridge. As Miller and Davis pass through and the door shuts, the elevator's rattling away and the doors open, and Wilson and Clayton step out into the living area. And I think that this is the first time you've seen a living area of this size. Like, this is quite big compared to the ships you'd normally be on, Wilson. So this is pretty nice. You're quite liking this. It's weird that there's blood on the floor. And it's fresh blood as well. That's weird. There's like a crispy creature there, and the smell of like burnt flesh, like, that is filling this area now, and that kind of the ozone smell of like fuel and everything else that's happened down in this room.
When Wilson sees the blood and the crispy creature, he's just gonna be like, because he's still in his suit. So he's going to voluntarily roll air. Because that's not what you find in a meeting room.
Yeah, I was going to give you an air supply roll anyway, since you're still in there. I think you would have heard over the comms to like, sweet, you're fine. You breathe through it. You would have heard the comms to like, take your helmets off, cut your air supply, because we're going to need all the air you can. But it's up to you whether or not you want to stick with that, really.
Is Clayton? She's no suitie, right?
No, she's just gotten dressed, so she's just dealing with this terrible smelling, sort of stagnant air.
Yep. Clayton, your ship is a shithole. Like, what?
It looks like there's like little wheel marks through like some of the blood as well. And they're sort of heading out of the room to the north. There's like not really thinking much of it. And I think that with the blood and the stuff, Clayton's like, shit, this. She just starts running towards the med lab.
Wilson's going to do a very gentlemanly businessman jog behind her. He doesn't want to crease anything in his suit that he can get away with creasing, which is under a few layers of stuff, but he's like, what's going on? She
runs down, slams her hand on the door button to open up the door, and she looks in and she's just like, fuck, it's gone. And you catch up and look into the med lab, and what you see is like, I don't know if Wilson's seen anything like this. Like, the med pod's destroyed, one closed, that's filled with this dried, caked on blood. But it looks like the place has also kind of been ransacked. And she's looking around, really like pissed. She's really pissed off that what she was looking for is just not in here.
Wilson's going to nope out very quickly when he sees the big mess that it's in, and he's just going to wait outside the med lab. Okay, what are we doing now, Clayton? Do you want to call that the army and the people? What are we doing?
Okay, fuck. It's not all bad. I may have stolen and hidden away some extra samples in case something like this went down. So, God damn it. Okay, we gotta get this into my suite ASAP. And she out of the room through the door to the south and jogs along this little science sector here, and again pushes a button and just stands in the doorway of this room, and she's like she's not frozen in terror, but she has just stopped. So what you're seeing ahead of you in the hallway is just Clayton standing at this open door, like not going into this room.
Wilson will move up to her slowly and just gently push her into the room. It's level 1566. Come on, Clayton.
Yeah.
No time to slack in.
You place your hand on her back and just like nudge her into the room. And she doesn't push back or anything. She does take that first step into the room. But this whole room is like a charred shell of a room. Whatever happened here, the crew had ended it really quickly, just with like an incinerator or two. There's like a burnt out partial remains of a drum of some kind in the room. There's a body buried in the debris, its arms all shriveled up and clutching at its chest. Stale air, doesn't matter, you can't really smell, but you could imagine that this room would smell just like the burnt plastic and rubber and flesh of everything that has been incinerated in this room. And Clayton's like, I forgot about this. Damn it, I hope everything's okay.
Seems fine.
1 second, I'm just gonna have a look at some other
5-decade rule. Just dust it off.
And she's like searching away through whatever she can find, and it's she's like, I thought it was here. I thought it was in this. Where did I put it then? If it wasn't here, God damn it, think. And she's starting, just everything that's happened, she's starting to panic about like the safety of these things. We're gonna go over to Cham and Reed now. Are you still just following Reed's lead, or are you heading into the vent sort of ahead of Reed into the air scrubber? So if you take a look on deck A,
Yeah.
the air scrubber shaft.
I've looked at. I've moved myself there on deck A. Wait, I think that's me. Nope. Hang on. Where am I? Who am I? Yeah, so I'm standing outside the air scrubber shaft on deck A, and I'm just waiting for the order from Reed, and I'm just gently sort of tapping my wrench, just idly, like a child hitting a stick against a fence, kind of thing, and just on the side of the corridor as I walk, just bang, 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 and I'm sure Reed has told me not to, but I just keep bang, bang.
She's like, just her hands tighten around her shotgun.
Yeah, and I'm ready to work. And I'm also subconsciously trying to, if there is something dangerous on board, trying to lure it my way and away from my allies.
Oh, okay, I like that.
You're too precious for this world, Cham.
Yeah. It's not long before you sort of venture through into these vents behind Reed. She takes a little ducking into a right, turning right, and it opens up a little bit more. So there's enough room now in this vent as it opens up into this shaft for you to get a good look at just the extent of this room. It's like this 20-foot diameter room that just drops down 2 further floors. Each floor is like a good 100-foot drop down in this shaft.
I'm just picturing where Vader reveals to Luke that he's his father, and just like that giant just shaft, essentially, where that happens. That's what I'm picturing.
And there's like on the floor that you're on, there's like a little railing around the outside, so you can kind of stand out into this area before, like, and there's like a ladder that ventures down on each side of this shaft as well. This is clearly just for maintenance. This is not for just your average person to come and walk about in. And you can see right down at the bottom that there's like water at the bottom of this shaft. Not that there's much light, but the only light that you're seeing is from the power arcing and sparking its way down that goes down into the water.
Palpatine.
This room seems to be a very dangerous room to be in.
I'm going to stow the giant wrench that I'm holding because it's metal.
Yeah. And Reed says, "Do you want me up here with my shotgun, or do you need me down there with you?"
So Cham's a roughneck by trade. He's done the heavy lifting and the sort of scrub work on ships before. He'd have the knowledge of how to, of what the air scrub shaft needs, right?
Yeah, so there's two things that this would need, right? It would either need brand new filters, which you have not come across, or you're going to need to get down there and get like some cleaning going on this, like try and scrape and break off as much debris, if that's what's gone wrong.
Then, the Cham would just, knowing that, Cham would just say, no,
You stay here.
Yeah.
Point the thing at anything that comes, especially Miller. Not Miller. I like Miller. Wilson.
and
Cham away.
and Cham will just like leap off the platform.
Straight onto one of the ladders. Ka-choom! What I will say is it's incredibly loud in this air shaft, right? So the fans and stuff are still going. It's still trying its best to push the air out into the ventilation system. So it's very loud.
So Reed's just like, what?
yeah. You're starting down the ladder before she has a real chance to reply. But she's like has got the shotgun at the ready, and she's just lining it up at any ventilation vent she can see, any opening that might be visible to her. She's just keeping an eye on anything and everything as you make your way down. When you get closer to this enormous filtration system sitting on top of this fan, which is sitting over this electrified water, which is powering it all. This is like it's the system in place of like the submerged rods that have like this electric current running through it is what is separating the hydrogen and oxygen, passes up into this fan and then through the filtration system and out into the ship. And you're getting like a look at this, the filters, the carbon filters on this scrubber, and they're just caked with decades of grime and mold. It's going to take you
30 seconds.
No, there's like multiple. If you want to get this up and running well, it's going to take like a couple of hours of getting in and just scraping and getting to work on this.
Yeah. Cham will metaphorically roll up his sleeves and get some elbow grease.
Okay, cool.
Come at it old school plumber style.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Are you just getting into it, or are you going to like look for the best way to sort of get started, and like what exactly it is that's plugging this up? Are you just going to like, you know what, Cham clean?
He doesn't have a system. He's just like, there's X amount of job, just start doing job until X gets lower.
Okay, cool. You get to work. And you're breaking off chunks of this, and you're looking at all of the different filters, being like, all right, this is going to take a while, and you're just head down, plying off these things. What you're not seeing is like within some of these layers are these weird little egg-sized black nodes that you're sort of like popping off as part of this. And what you're not noticing is like the little clouds of like spores that are being that are pumping out of these things as you do this. Yep. And they, your head is down, face down, and like to work. And the spores. The other thing you're not noticing is these spores are like searching like the helmet. They're like around the helmet.
I took off my helmet. I canonically said that.
Oh, that's okay. Right, we're saving for the air supply. They wrap up around.
And I'm singing a working song too to make it go a little faster. Like,
sing a happy little working song.
Yeah, these spores like just wrap. You just think it's dust. Just comes up, wraps up, and goes just into your mouth, nose, ears. They just invade you, and you just
not be asbestos.
And you just like keep just happily working away. Do. Let's get back to Rye.
Yes. Sorry.
Cham's gonna die.
I'm sitting here going, not our Cham. Not our Cham. Take me. No. Okay, so I'm in the vacuum. This is great.
Yeah.
And I've made it to the array already?
Yeah, like it's taken you a wee while to get out up the floors up to sort of just off to the side of the bridge, where you see Miller and sort of Davis as you go past the bridge, right over towards the
Check on the
Connery.
window.
Yeah, they're in there now. Let me just find the information about. Here we go. Oh yeah, okay. You get to this like an enormous comma, and it's got because obviously this needs maintenance as well. It does have like maintenance walkways and stuff that you can sort of float down onto and connect yourself onto. Little terminals around this comma ray. And what it's going to take like maybe a good 30 minutes to sort of get into the system, find what's wrong, and sort things out. So what I'm going to get from you is a Comtech roll.
Comtech. Go, gadget, Comtech.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That is a panic. Can you give me a roll from the panic table, please? I got to find the panic tables.
I'm sorry.
No, that's right. I got to find where I'm at as well, so that's all good. Stress and panic. Panic roll. Okay, what did we?
Oh, what?
Oh, there's a. So you just roll a d6 and add your current stress level to it.
Add my current stress level.
There's also like a little dice next to the word stress level.
Oh yeah, okay. We can click that.
Oh, oops. So that plus stress level 5.
All right, so 10 total then.
That's good, right?
Like,
it's awesome.
You maybe you can sort of detail what this looks like, but you freeze out of the stress of what's going on, and so I'm going to need your stress level to like bump up another 1, and just for the next like just like 20 seconds, you're just like frozen in front of this terminal, trying to like think straight.
It's like, God damn it! Come on, Rice, just hold it together. It was supposed to be so simple. It was just one last job. Why are they always... I flippin' hate this corp. Why am I here? It's like... Come on.
And it doesn't help that over comms you're hearing,
Sing a happy little working song.
Oh no.
No,
What?
it's like...
It's dusty down here.
It's like... Come on, Cham, talk to me. I just need to keep my mind...
I like that.
My mind focused.
I like that.
Tell me about what you're doing, brother.
Okay, well, you need Cham to say. I'm cleaning this. It's like a big toilet. It's full of all kinds of crud.
Sorry about that, Cham. But I know you're the best guy for this. Oh my gosh. Oh, why did it have to be? Why did it have to be out here?
I think what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let both Cham and Rye. Actually, anyone listening in. So that'll be Davis, Miller, Wilson. You can kind of decide on this yourself if this is going to annoy you or if it's going to help you.
Channel 6.
Yeah, I want it to be like that's calming everyone just a little bit with everything that's going down. Hearing Cham like singing away is just it's legitimately calming you down. His cough is a little concerning, but boy is he helping the situation. So everyone just drop it by like 1 stress point, which that's awesome. I am just getting some extra information.
We're being sued by Disney for the song.
Okay, what I will say as you clear your head and you go to get back to work on this terminal, and I will get another contact roll from you soon, is you're taking that big breath and you just like you look over and just floating close to the hull, like it's caught on a little bit of the hull, is this horrific looking creature. It doesn't seem to be noticing you. Although, like, it could have been out here for quite some time, maybe.
Is it like crispy and covered in ice and very, very dead and harmless?
Now, let me detail exactly what it looks like. We got like a detail. It looks very, very. This is for Jolene, not for Rye. But it looks a lot like a xenomorph. It's not a xenomorph, but it looks an awful lot like it. It's got.
It looks similar to the one that came out of the vent.
No, it's a different creature completely to what came out of that vent. It has like almost human limbs, but stretched out of proportion. Its head twisted and stretched into this long bulbous peak, and it's all just blackened with blackened eyes. And it does seem to be like moving and like looking around just slowly, hovering,
getting its bearings, kind of.
It's almost like I would say it's like it's been out there for so long that it's been sort of caught up on whatever it is that it's even given up trying to free itself, and it's just like reluctantly attached to this part of the ship. And you realize how horrible this thing looks and how dangerous with its sharp claws and this long sharpened tail.
Just checking, it doesn't have like remnants of like a spacesuit or anything on it. No,
it is. Okay. It is. Well, I tell you what, you could give me an observation roll if you want to spend time.
I imagine she's probably staring in horror.
Okay. All right. Give me when you're ready. How much time? How much time do you think you'd stare in horror before trying to get back to this comma?
I'd say like a good hard 5-second stare, and then immediately like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. I've got to get this.
You are tapping like you are tapping frantically now. Give me one more Comtech roll.
Come on, Comtech, be my friend. Be my friend, Comtech. Oh.
That's a lot of successes.
A lot of success, one panic.
But unfortunately, with that panic, I'm going to need another roll from that panic table. You are starting to stress out now because every press of a key, you know there's no sound out here, but you can feel that. You can feel the clicking vibration under your fingers.
Where's my hoodie?
You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffers a -2. Is Comtech's not agility? Surely that's not.
No, Comtech is wits.
All right. Time. You're spending like way more time out here with this goddamn creature that's still kind of like looking and twitching around. And it still hasn't noticed you yet. Give me one more Comtech roll.
Oh my gosh.
And you were like heartbeat. You need to up your stress as well, by the way.
Oh, hang on. Before I roll?
Yeah.
Don't throw up my helmet. Don't throw up in my helmet.
You don't have a story point, because you used that last session. You can't just.
Sorry, no, I used it. Oh.
Okay. Well, one more roll from the panic table, please.
This seems unfair because all we're gonna do, like every roll has so much panic in it.
Spirals down so much.
All right, you are completely frozen by fear now. This thing sort of like hovers a few meters, maybe it's still maybe 20 meters away, but you can see it, and you've just frozen. We're going to need your stress level to bump up one more time. You are frozen now for minutes. You cannot get your head straight. You cannot figure out exactly what keys to press. You look up and you're seeing this creature looking back at you, and it's like looking around, and it's like you're frozen. You don't know what to do. Minutes pass, and it comes to you. You're like, shit, and you just get, and you hit your big enter key, bam, and while it's done what you want to do, the comm array seems to finally connect online. what you weren't expecting is the movement of this like comms dish moving and grinding into place to push out. It comes online. Everything is reverberating now, and this creature sort of like just snaps over towards that comm dish.
Like it.
And it just starts like scrabbling in this like 0G at like what's holding it to this ship as it like breaks free. And we'll just take a little break. We'll take a little 5-minute break.
Cue the action music.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I had to take my jersey off. One second.
Now we go into calm mode, so we're all do 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 do
That's hot.
do 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 do.
Cool. That was intense so far.
Just a little.
We're going to do the old prize draws after.
I feel like we can do that now. If people want to go and often get themselves a refreshment or an ice cream or whatever it is they use to cool down at this time of night, please do go and get it.
A space shotgun.
Yeah. But I reckon we can do the giveaways now. What do you think?
Do it.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
I'll start off by doing a big thank you to all of our patrons. I've kind of forgot to do a call out over the last few sessions. So a big thank you to our Patreon supporters. Big thank you to Andrew Evans, Cappuccino von Swagmeister, Drop Shadow, George Friend, QSD, Lyndon Hood, Squished, and The Foolish Fool. Thank you guys so much for being on our early bird tier. I am going to like click a little button and spin a little thing. And we're going to give you a free starter set thanks to Free League. Oh wait, actually I can't. Oh no, that's all right. Okay, no, that's good. That's fine. Lyndon Hood is our winner there. So Lyndon, thanks for your ongoing support. Thanks for always being here in our chat. I don't know if you're here now, so you were here early. That's good enough for me. We'll get in touch, we'll get in touch. We need to just get some details of if you've got a drive-through RPG account, which I'm sure you do. We'll hand that over to Free League Publishing, and they'll set you up with the starter set, the Alien RPG starter set. So congrats. Then also we're going to do a giveaway for our YouTube watchers. Hey, Lyndon is still here. Congratulations, man. Big round of applause from all of us. Awesome. Let's have a look. We've also got anyone that has commented on our YouTube videos as we've been sort of learning. I've put them in a little thing. We're just going to give that a little spin as well. And look, I was secretly hoping it was this person because they've been like super vocal about how much they're enjoying this. So Zoofelt Cody, well done. Thank you so much.
Yay.
We'll get in touch. Again, round of applause. Well done. We'll get in touch and we'll get your drive-through RPG details as well.
And the last prize that we have is a special unannounced prize of a night of passion with Reece.
We'll just give that a little quick clip.
Is it me?
It's yourself. Well done.
Yeah. 5-minute break. Oh, it's pretty good.
Sorry, I don't know why I thought that was funny, but
It was pretty funny.
So thank you to Free League for sending us those codes for the 3 codes for the game, but not for the Night of Passion with Reece. That was
Free League products
it's independent.
It's an up-and-coming RPG that no one really wants to play. How have you guys found tonight's session so far? Good?
So relaxing.
So relaxing.
I haven't rolled at all, and I don't think Christian has either.
No.
But
Which is
like
good,
heaps of
considering how much
story
experience.
has happened, and we're all split off. We've split the party completely and utterly. And
My precious
everyone's
baby
gonna die,
Cam. My
and I'm
precious baby
here
Cam.
for it.
Cam.
It's really interesting because the rules specifically say, like, roll as little as possible because the rolls are so, like, important. Like they're things that can go wrong and increase your stress each and every time. So they're like, only do it for things that matter. Like if someone has a character that should be able to do something, just let them do it. And just get them to describe it, that kind of thing. So what are your thoughts on that kind of system? Because I know a lot of people just love rolling dice.
For me, as like a forever GM, apart from now, obviously, I find that games that are that open, they do put quite a lot of onus on the GM to drive it. Like they don't have that extra tool of the dice telling the story for them. But yeah, I mean, as a player, I definitely don't like any time that the stress goes up. So unless I have to roll the better, but at the same time, it does add that extra element of story. Like it gives rails for the story, gives more structure for the story to happen. Is that every time you roll the dice, that's a fixed thing that is going to happen. Isn't a decision we made. That's the game telling a portion of the story for us, and I quite like that aspect of RPGs. Okay, what do you so obviously as the what's called a game mother, this is what a GM is, game mother for Alien RPG. I don't really get a feeling for that panic side of things. I'm just like telling you guys to up your stress levels. I don't really care about the stress levels of Miller too much because it's just like an NPC to me, right? But as a player, how does the panic stuff feel? How's it all coming across? Is it effective? Like, does it legitimately feel stressful?
Feels stressful to me.
It's like a really accurate representation of what me as a player is feeling.
It's extremely frustrating.
Yes. I like that it only takes one fail to throw it out. It's like with the Comtech stuff. You're like, it's like just one single like incorrect button press and you're like, damn it, I've got to start all over again. It's like, no.
I feel like maybe it's a little unfair. Like you should have to get more fails or little face huggers versus the hot crossbones. I don't know how I feel. I feel like it's really easy to panic, not just fail a roll.
Cham hasn't succeeded on a roll in about the last 3 seconds. Because every time Cham rolls, I get 2 or 3 successes and a panic. Come on.
And it's very realistic. It's like you could try and do this job again, or you could run from the monster. It's like I'm freaking out. Screw this.
Yeah. I was happy to allow that comms array thing to work after a set number of rolls, just because you're like, time's passing, like shit is happening, you are getting more stressed. It's kind of weak to be like, you're also never going to get this done. That's it. The comms array blew up. I don't know. Like I didn't want to just make it a complete negative. You did do what you wanted to do, but you're out there much longer. You're way more stressed. And because of how long it took, I decided that it was going to be rattly and annoying. So that kind of woke this thing up in your direction.
Honestly, felt a little relieved that Rye was going outside because I was like, the cold, icy vacuum of space. What are they going to do out here? Apparently chase me down and tear me to pieces.
Yeah, they'll find you.
They deliver in space or in the ship.
The Freely games, a lot of them quite explicitly say, even if you fail a roll, you don't fail an action, because that kind of just stops the narrative. So that idea of like, okay, something bad happens, sure, but the story can keep moving. Yeah.
And it's all like, I can imagine there'll be people that'll be like, oh, you didn't get the Comtech roll. You've like, the system has locked you out and that's it. You're not going to get comms going. I can totally imagine that being a thing as well. But, you've got to have some wins if Cham's about to die. You've got to have some kind of wins.
Cham's fine.
You find a penny on the floor in the hallway.
I do need to check some information now because I wasn't sure what was going to happen there.
It's just COVID. It's fine.
I'm trying to see how long. Oh, actually, so we probably. All right, we'll get back into it because there's some rule stuff I think we need to look up in regards to what is happening to Cham right now.
Oh.
Is he getting buff? Is he getting like
Swole.
swole? this
And
is
then
like creatine
splody.
powder or something.
Creatine, yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Okay, I think we're good. I think there's two different ways we can go about this, and I'm just going to go one of the ways, which is a lot easier. Oh, you know what? No, I'll do it. I'll do it a proper way. I'll do it. Let's get.
I'll
back
do it the
into
hard way.
No,
Instant death.
I want to do it the fair. I feel like there's like a fair way, and then there's like they're like these are the rules, but also if you want, you can just like skip that bit and they're fucked. So and I'm like, no, let's do it properly and make sure it's fair. So with just quickly back to Cham with the exposure to these motes. Gosh, I really need to make sure I've got this right.
It's okay,
actually.
Cham. It just lowers your voice an octave. It'll be fine. Like a smoke, like a
Yeah.
smoker. You're just like now.
Reverse
Open like this
helium.
now.
Now he
All
sounds
right.
like Batman.
Gone from goblin to orc.
So there's a thing, there's a rule, an infection rule, basically. So it may not all be over for Cham with these things getting into him. There's like, here we go, virulence ratings.
Free League loves a bit of virulence. Dragonbane, anyone?
Heyo.
Okay, all right. So what you've just inhaled, Cham, has like a virulence rating of 9. What I need from you is an opposed stamina roll, which is called, in this case, a sickness roll. If you fail the roll, how do we know if you? I suppose yeah. So let's just do the roll first.
Yep. So I'm just doing some stamina.
Come on, be our big strong boy.
I just realized there's like, I don't. Why does it get you to roll this? There's no way you're going to be able to beat like. You basically would have had to have rolled 9 successes.
I got 3.
Okay.
Or is it that you roll 9 dice to see how many successes the virulence gets? I feel like that's...
Yes, that is it.
Yeah.
Oh, so the virulence. Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, it's an
It's like
opposed
a
roll.
first roll.
Oh, right. Thank you. I was going to say that makes.
Mine is a mine's a
makes-
fail anyway because I got a panic in there. So I think it doesn't matter as long as the virulence gets it. Doesn't fail as well. It wins.
Now we went over this last time about can you fail in a because it's any skill roll and that is a skill, right? Okay, so we need to roll 96s then, I guess.
Take 96 damage.
I guess it only rolled, but it failed, so it's a fail versus a fail. I hate this shit. What's going on?
Oh, I mean, he got a 6.
But those don't matter if you fail. So I'm just going to refresh my my brain on opposed rolls, since we haven't had too many of them. Opposed rolls. In some cases, you have to beat your foe in an opposed roll. To win an opposed roll, you have to roll successfully and roll more. Sometimes you and your adversary roll for different skills, sometimes the same. The GM can also use blah, blah, blah. It doesn't say if you both fail. I feel like we looked at this the other day as well, and
Yeah, someone was.
it's nothing changes, right? It's like if it's a fail and a fail, then there's no change. I feel like that was what happened last time. That was there was
Those
it
two
was
people trying to intimidate each other.
yeah, Miller trying to intimidate Wilson or something along the lines of that, and or the other way around, and it basically just ended in a stalemate where no one got their side. So I believe they've both failed, which means, well, we'll just find out. We'll find out later what that means for Cham. All right, so let's go back quickly to Miller and Davis, who we've dropped off. You wanted to an injunction B, is that right?
Yeah, B1 junction.
All right, we've placed it up against one of the walls. This room is like a rectangular room. It's like a little padded area with a ladder shooting from up to junction A1 above us. It goes down to the C deck below us and ends there. So we can look down, we can see it ends there. We place it in and head to the bridge.
I was just thinking, hey, Miller, can you take this up to because there was an airlock one level up, and we can. I mean, I would, but
no, I
just
get it.
staring at a league. We can just ditch this now and then.
I mean, we're gonna have to take these jars up like one at a time.
Oh yeah.
We need to like. I don't want to. Obviously, this is very important, but we need to make sure that. Like Rye wanted us to check on the bridge to make sure everything's going, make sure what's broken, if there's anything else I need to worry about. So do you want me to one by one up and down this and you head to the bridge?
Yeah, if you're right being here on your own. I mean, I've got this now. Holds up the pistol.
Yeah, okay. She like places the shotgun on her back, and she like grabs one of the things that she knows is not going to break easily, which is the sort of cryo urn, and she like holds onto that and she starts making her way up towards Junction A. And her goal is just to get everything from Junction B up to Junction A. Just trying.
Just wait till I'm out here first. Whoa. No, I trust you. Take care.
Yeah. We'll vent it. I don't know. She's like, we'll vent it soon, but I just want to get it up out of the way. Okay. Cool. So she's just going to go. She's going to go back and forth. Cool. So let's talk about the bridge. The bridge, thanks to the power being back on, everything seems to be good. The blast shutters over the windows are all sort of lowered. Shut tight around the viewport, and there's like soot on the ceiling, and several of the stations are burned out. There's a command station, there's a holographic display table, a sensor station, life support monitors, pilot stations. It's kind of got everything you'd expect out of a standard bridge.
But Davis is just going to pause for a moment at the door and just listen, and then if she doesn't hear anything, head over to Pilot Station 1 just to start running through some diagnostics. Yeah,
there's the only thing that you're really hearing is Miller feet on the ladder. That's all you're hearing.
That's great.
So you head over to the pilot stations. The first one over on the left, Pilot Station 1, someone has just taken an axe to it and has just left it embedded in the console. And while Station 2 looks untouched, it's dead. And you're not really quite sure. Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, you're not really sure. There should be power. There's a lot of power on some other parts up here, but both pilot stations are down. One has just been an axe taken to it. The other one, you're not quite sure what's up.
Is she just going to hammer on the console a couple of times? Bam, bam. Just in case, but no, okay.
If you want, you can kind of have a quick look into like the guts of this thing, like open up the panel and see if you can figure something out, if you want. Otherwise, you can take a look at the other stuff on the bridge.
I mean, she's not really much of a comms tech person. You got Rye. Why bother? She flies. So yeah, she'll just see what other stations are working, what systems we do already have.
The command station seems to be up and running.
Oh, nice.
The holographic table looks like it's been burnt out by fire. It's completely beyond repair. The sensor station has also just been like damaged by fire. But there's like bits of it are working. You reckon someone who knows what they're doing could probably fix this up, no problem. And the life support monitors are flashing red. And it's obviously saying what you already kind of know. The carbon dioxide content in the air is really high. Maintenance required on air scrubbers. And you see that sort of go from like a red, and it like flicks down to like an orange. It's obviously something that Cham is doing is working. Yeah,
Over the comms. You're doing good work there, Cham. Keep it up.
Let your scrubber stop and mildew stain.
cool. There's anything else that you're sort of looking for or needing to do while in the bridge, or are you just happy to?
I mean, she's gonna absentmindedly pop another no-dos, and yeah, just is there anything about the logs of the staff that might be around here?
Yeah, I reckon from the command station. Well, there's like a terminal next to the command station that seems to be open to any staff.
Yep.
And I reckon with a good contact roll, you could probably find out anything that you're wanting to know.
Yep. Cool. So I mean, main thing is trying to figure out, well, seeing if there's any logs of events mainly, but also at the very least try and get an idea of how many people were on this. Versus she's seen about a half a dozen people alive so far. So give it a Comtech. What could go wrong with 5 stress?
Yeah.
That.
All right, give us a panic roll. This isn't nothing about what's going on. We're all talking very calm at the moment, but nothing about what's going on in this ship is relaxing in any way. You've got these things that are being carried. God knows what these things that Miller is moving around. You don't know what else. Any kind of bump and knock is keeping you on edge. And as you sit down to like get into this system, this terminal, you just completely pushed over the edge by fear, and you're just frozen again. You sort of like Rye outside of the comms relay at a loss for what you should really be doing with this terminal.
Yeah, just for a moment, just a kind of flashbacks for Davis as well about the fact that, hold on, just not long ago I was attacked by some who knows what it was, and then there was more of them on the ship, but like I could have died. Like I very almost died. This is just what the hell is happening on the ship.
Yeah. I will say that there's maybe like 5 to 10 minutes pass as you sort of tinker away on this this terminal, and Miller moves into this room and heads towards like the comm station. She sort of waves over to you and like seeing the state of this room as well, and she starts tapping away at the command station and opens up the shutters as they open up, revealing sort of the space around us, and we can see over to the sort of left side of one of those, way around up where the big comms dish is. We can see a suited Rye working feverishly at the terminal. We're going to go back to Wilson and Clayton now. Down in the science lab, Clayton sort of remembers like after, that's right, it's been a lot, like it's been 70 years. I've been it was all muddled, but I remember now. After this shit went down, I knew I needed to put them even somewhere safer. It's in Junction C, like back upstairs. No, downstairs. It's downstairs. Deck C, Junction C1. There's a little thing down there. There's like storage cupboards. Wilson, come with me, and she like runs off. What's going to be the quickest way? I think she.
Before she runs, Wilson's just gonna hold his hand up. You've sworn a couple of times now. Do you want to just take a few breaths, remember those amendments and those policies, and just calm a bit? I got this. And he's gonna use his comms. Hey team, this is old Wilson. Miller, are you there? And everyone on the ship, just letting you know, we're looking for the antidotes. So if you see anything that was in the med bay, if you could deliver it somewhere safe, that would be awesome, because I care about you, and you're all very good and better than average people.
Miller just responds with, "We didn't find any med kits in the med lab, so if the medic thinks there should be some there, they'll still be there."
Miller, thank you so much for calling me on my private channel. It's not a private channel. You know that thing I was talking to you about with the old AO395X.1.9?
Yeah. This is an open channel, Wilson.
Thank you. That is what I'm trying to talk about, so people don't know. So it's not going to look like bandages, man. And you're not a man, but maybe you are. I don't know. I'm not good on the radio, so anything that was in the med room that isn't there now, that's what we need. Miller out. Oh, not Miller out. Wilson. I'm Wilson. You're Miller. Thank you for my private channel.
That guy's losing it, man.
Click.
Miller turns to Davis and says, "I need to do something. I think I need to vent it now."
I think you do.
And she heads out of the bridge back towards Junction B. Miller sort of gets to Junction B as Clayton and Wilson get there at the same time. There's like Clayton's like, we're just making sure everything's good. Has anyone been down to Dicey to see what the state of? And Miller's like, not yet. Wilson, can just what we were what you were talking about before? I need to show you up on deck A. So Clayton, you go down. Do you need us there? And Clayton says, no, I'm good. I'll just be 5 minutes, head down, take a look around down there, and I'll be right back up. And Clayton jumps onto the ladder. She notices the gurney next to, in this area with bloody wheels and like a little track from the corridor. And she gives it a look and just kind of goes down the ladder down into Junction C. Now she's just through a hole in the floor basically, and there's the sound of her opening up some storage and stuff. But Miller says, "Come take a look upstairs."
Nice. I'll be right up. Thanks, Miller. And Wilson will call down to Clayton. "This is the one I told you about. They're good at their job, but I don't like them."
Can you give me an air supply roll, please, Wilson?
Yes.
Wilson is calm.
Oh.
Nothing's using up his air supply. He's breathing once every 6 minutes. Miller kind of nods towards the ladder. After you.
Do you get to push me a little bit? Is that what you said after you?
I can go first if you want. I just need to show you what's upstairs.
All right. Let's do this. All right. There's not an elevator though, right?
No. Well, no. This is just up there.
Okay. I can do it. And Wilson will carefully, slowly go up the ladder.
Okay. Miller is close behind. You sort of peer up into Junction A, and you can see up against one of the walls now these specimen jars. You've never seen anything like this before. Inside two of these bigger ones are these creatures, the same creatures that you saw that erupted from Cooper's head. In another smaller one, you see the weird egg-shaped fungus, black, just completely slimy and black in this jar. And there's just these black sort of dust around it at the bottom of the jar. And then this cryo urn with these vials within them.
Oh, Miller, you are going to be promoted all the way around town. This looks exactly like what we need to keep super safe, because I don't want all the people to die, because without this stuff we can't make that antidote and careers and heaps of money. And so what's your thoughts? What the hell is it here? Why did you Did you dip into the old useless employee bit before you popped out again, or?
We're just going to go back to Cham, who was working feverishly down in this thing. And you'll notice now that the dust, every time you're loosening a bit of this grime and like just turfing it down into the water below, you're noticing these spores sort of filling the air, this dust. And it's acting quite strangely. And every time you loosen a bit of this off these filters, the air being pushed up increases as well, and you're pushing these motes up into the shaft now, and who knows where they're off to. But you're doing you're doing a very good job. You've been in here for maybe half an hour now, just working hard.
And my shaft is now full of fungus. Great. Yeah, I don't know if Cham would sort of realize that, like, the spores, like, they are becoming more concentrated, and I think to him it's just like, you know, there are spores. That's it. Like, it's not like, oh, there are more spores now than there were before. Probably noticed that, yeah, the air is moving more freely, but he just thinks that's a good thing. Like, he's unclogging, so naturally there's, you know, the air can move. I don't think he's concerned about the spores, to be honest. He's just getting his hands dirty and his lungs at the same time. But
I'll let you decide if you think if you're going to roll. I don't think there'll be, actually no, I think that could work pretty well. Actually, what we could do is we can get a wits roll from Cham, which is going to
specialty.
Which is going to kind of help decide. Well, if you've got some stress, that could help you pass it as well, which is good. But this is going to sort of decide. Yeah, I think we're going to go for a wits roll here, just to see if he's putting 2 and 2 together.
Okay. No successes, 1 panic.
You don't know why you are feeling bad about what's happening here, but give us a roll from the stress table, the panic table.
Yep.
Okay. You know what? I think all that you picture, like all Cham can think about, is like you just remember the words like, have you guys seen like motes like in the air? That's all it was like. I think it was the officer in command of the Cronus. Yeah. Someone in the Cronus said something about motes, and that just echoes through your mind as the motes like pop again, burst into the air as you loosen a bit of debris off the filtration system.
Dental planned. Lisa needs braces. just echoing like, have you seen motes? Have you seen motes? Have you seen motes? Have you seen? And it's like, oh no! Oh no! It just screams, throws his hands up in the air like a silent movie scream, and almost loses his footing and falls into the electric water. Doesn't quite, but like comes very close to doing that as he just goes full on realization of what's happening.
Reed hearing you scream.
And everyone hears this.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's like, are we all?
Because we don't know why you're screaming, but Reed manages to like keep it together as she like aims her shotgun down towards you, looking for any sign of trouble down in the shaft, and just sees you with a light on the end of her shotgun, sees you standing there with your wrench in your hand, just like looking up. Cham's screaming, but she can't see sign of anything else. I think we're gonna get a roll from Miller, and we'll get a roll from Davis, and we'll get a roll from Rye, and we'll get a roll from Wilson.
Stress roll from Wallace. All right.
Stress roll.
MVP.
Yeah, panic.
And we'll go through one at a time, describing exactly what our panic is looking like.
Is this happening at the same time as the stuff that I'm doing, or
Well,
are we screaming together?
Yeah, I think we'll go to each person. I'll set the scene for when it is that you're hearing it, and then we'll go. So we'll start with Davis on the bridge now alone.
Yeah, so Davis is picked up a clipboard, and she's like going through and like working through some of the checklists, and like, oh, maybe I should take a look underneath this thing, like, oh, where's the instruction manual? And then reverberating over her headphones is this Cam scream, and she just drops it. And just, what is happening, Jam? What is happening?
It's like peaking as well, like it's like going past, like yeah. But you recognize that high, shrill scream of Cham's.
In her mind, like, he's just being attacked by this creature, and so she's flipping out a bit.
So your stress level increases by 1. Yeah. Miller, also hearing that scream, is trying to hold it together while she's showing Wilson like the stuff that they've moved out of the med lab. She manages to keep all but this nervous twitch kind of in her face. And so the stress level of all PCs in short range of you increases by 1. So both Miller and Wilson's stress increases a little bit. Rye, the rotation, the shuddering of this thing has this creature like in 0G, like trying to tear itself away from the ship as you at the same time hear Cham's scream ring out across the comms.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Rolling stress level. Go. And that was.
That's pretty cool.
That makes sense.
I think this is a great role for you.
Oh
She was
God.
already fleeing. Now she has to flee from whatever Cham's screaming about too.
Maybe I reckon it's kind of like momentary confusion of, is that me screaming? No, wait, it's Cham.
Yeah, I think like but your screaming and Cham screaming has like this weird surround sound effect in your helmet.
But maybe I reckon it's enough to like snap her out of it, and like she just turns away from the monster and is just making it back towards the door as fast as she can.
Fleeing in the way that you are is helping you decrease your stress level a little bit as well. I don't know what it looks like or how your tether is working, but you are scrambling to get away from this creature, which is now following behind you. But you're fleeing at such a panicked rate that you're managing to like get away from it faster than it is able to follow.
Oh my gosh. This creature.
Wilson with a roll of with your roll.
Wilson's roll's pretty decent, but since Miller's nearby, his stress has gone up by 1.
Yeah.
He has a flashback of a corporate restructure. He's like, oh shit, that was the same sound I heard. Oh, believe in the company.
Deliverables, outcomes. Deliverables, outcomes.
You got it.
You, Wilson, you managed to like hold it together as you always do. Your focus is on like, is it good? Are you happy to see these items that Miller's found and showing you?
That they're in Miller's hands. He's got faith in Miller's ability to do her job, but this is getting out of his comfort zone pretty quickly.
Yeah. You turn to see Miller, and her face is like twitching as she's trying to hold it together. She doesn't have her helmet on; she's just in her suit, and she just hits a button next to her, and the hatch over the ladder just like seals shut, and at one instant, the entire room vents as she vents this room. Miller standing there with no helmet as this room vents. And Wilson, you tell me, what does Wilson do?
Wilson screams into his helmet without remembering to push the transmit button. And he increases his stress level by 1.
Cool. She holds on to like something at her side, like anchoring herself to the wall. seemingly completely fine with this vented room, she grabs the shotgun from off her back with her other arm and points it towards Wilson and pulls the trigger.
What? All right. Wilson didn't see this one coming, but thankfully he's got a lot of training in interpersonal conflict, and he's going to use his talent, which is personal safety. In the interest of the company coming first, no matter who represents your company, if you are attacked or otherwise would end up in fatal danger, and if there's another PC or friendly NPC within short range, you can make a manipulation roll. And if you succeed,
there's no other friendly PC around. You are.
Can I roll to manipulate Wilson?
Oh, you mean Miller?
Miller, sorry, yeah.
She's not in a friendly situation right now. I think so. Could you read that? I'll just double check. So I just want to make sure I have that in front of me. So what?
Okay, so if I attacked or otherwise,
is this personal safety?
Personal safety, yeah.
Other criminals. If you were attacked or other, and if another PC, a PC or friendly NPC is within short range.
If you succeed, you can find a clever way to make the other character suffer the attack or hazard instead of you. So
so
that means like if there's a third
ally with you.
Yeah, if there's a third person in the room.
At the moment, it's just you versus enemy.
Yeah, there needs to be like another PC or NPC, not just like the person attacking you can't just suddenly take the hit from the shotgun.
Get down, Mr. President.
Yeah, that unfortunately there would need to be like if Clayton was in the room, absolutely.
All right.
But unfortunately, I'm going to need to. Does someone have the shotgun loaded into their character sheet?
Not me.
Sorry.
Not I.
Damn it! That would have been great instead of having to. Dang it! Let's bring up.
Is it the Armat? Was that the one we had?
Let's have a quick look. Shotgun.
Oh, weird. It does no damage. From what I can see. Corporate safety rounds. Okay.
I'm trying
Smells faintly of roses, lowers your stress.
Yeah, there we go.
83?
Actually, full of meds, your health goes up.
Yeah. Fast acting medications.
Actually, I know where to look.
It was the makeup gun. You just
Nurofen cells.
This would have been way more effective if I had had the shotgun loaded into my character sheet.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird. There's one in Wilson's character sheet.
It is. Get out of here, pop-ups. Service pistol, bolt gun, rifle, scope rifle. Okay, so it is. Yeah, it's the Armat. That is the one. Is that in the?
I think you'd shared it with me once upon a time.
Oh, yep. Here it is. So I'm just going to quickly make some adjustments to
Wilson's face.
Right.
The corporate
Short
plan
range.
is going to get dashed in.
It is. Bonus is 2. Damage is that.
Do we roll initiative?
This is like a surprise attack. This is so. Let's have a quick look though. This is what this is all about. Is combat.
Do the Neo bullet dodge, Wilson.
Yeah. Corporate yoga training is going to pay off real soon.
87. When the enemy is revealed, stealth mode is over, blah blah blah. Stop counting turns. I believe the initiative will kick in after this thing because it's not something that you're seeing, like that you're expecting.
Wilson would not see that coming.
Yeah. Okay, so we will roll initiative after this.
Sure.
So let's roll this. So it is a dice roll that goes against your, and then you have like an armor roll in response. So the suit that you're wearing could very well come in handy.
You used service pistol?
I used the shotgun. I just quickly amended how it is in my character sheet. So it's a success. It is close up as she pulls the trigger. And it definitely hits you for 3 damage. So what I need you to do now is you will have an armor button, like your compression suit. There'll be like a little dice button next to that you'll need to roll. And you need
Should I have anything in there other than just the word flight suit? Because that's all I've got. Do I need like a number?
You would have had compression suit. So change that to just put a number 2 in the box next to the word flight suit.
Okay, cool. Got it. And then I click on the dice button?
Yep, and so you are rolling to try and offset the damage here.
1 success? Is that what I want?
So it's my 3 successes against your 1. So mine, so it does 3 damage minus 1 of your successes. So the armor takes 1 hit of that 3 points of damage.
Gotcha. Question. Can Wilson use his story point?
I think that's just for skill rolls.
Okay.
But we will check. We've got to check for this. Story point 31.
We're learning.
we are.
I'm not.
Yes, and then 61. That was how to get them. Story. You can spend a story point to get 1 automatic hot cross bun in a dice roll. You can spend the story point after a failed roll or even after a successful roll in order to get an extra. You can use it for anything. You just get an extra success. So you could get.
Nice.
You could spend your story point to get 2 successes.
All right. Wilson's going to spend his story point for 2 successes.
Okay.
And maybe where he's got his access card in his pocket, maybe he's just going to like have that slightly in the realm of where the shotgun blast comes in, so that takes a bit of damage just beforehand.
Yeah. What I need to see is like what happens to the suit. Like, is that a damaged?
I don't know.
It's gotta be, right?
But surely.
Yeah. I mean, that can't be good. I guess it's just that it basically dampens the attack. This is, I guess, the effects of a shotgun in this what is now a 0G vented room. You do take some damage, but the suit stops 2 points of it, so you do take damage, which means it has inflicted some kind of damage onto you. So we'll say that it's pushed through into the suit.
So much so that Wilson loses half of his health, even after the reduction of damage. So he has gone from top of the morning to half dead in that single blast.
Yeah.
He has now 1 health point remaining.
And he's got blood, like, getting vacuumed out of the hole in his suit.
Yeah.
And he'll be, like, thrown to the back of the room with a force as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. What's going on in his mind at this point?
Just utter disbelief. This very efficient employee, got a solid 6 out of 10 for every of her performance ratings, has just shot him, and he spends a few seconds not realizing that it's his blood that's flying around in front of him.
And staring back at you like you're sort of in shock, and standing in front of you in this completely vented room is Miller, like anchoring herself to the edge of the this room, no helmet on, and just with like a serious deadpan look on her face with the shotgun still aimed in your direction.
Do we roll initiative?
I've given you an initiative card.
Oh!
What is the what have you got for initiative?
Wilson's got a 4.
Oh, that's good. Okay, because Miller has a 5.
Oh!
So what we'll do is we'll add both of our characters to the initiative order now, and then we'll pick up next week when no one else has heard a thing, thanks to this completely vacuum seal, well, this vented zero vacuum room.
Meanwhile, all 4 of us are screaming in unison for different reasons.
Damn.
Yeah.
Milk
Awesome.
and tubes. Milk and tubes. Milk and tubes.
But, your characters don't know that quite yet.
No.
Yeah.
This is purely me celebrating. It's like milk and tubes. Milk and tubes.
And I love how subtly you revealed it as well.
Yeah.
Like, you said about maybe like an hour ago, like half an hour ago, that surprisingly she's just in this room without a helmet on, and then you kind of like glossed past it, and I was like, I wonder if anyone else noticed that.
Right.
What's milk and tubes?
Oh, so in the Alien movies, obviously you've seen most of them by your question. There are androids that are powered by like white kind of fluid, and
Most famously, Lance Henriksen as Bishop in Aliens, the second one, has a very very famous scene of like his white goopy blood going everywhere when he gets torn asunder.
All right, so that may not have that reveal may not have been as effective if you didn't know there were androids in Alien. Yeah,
I see.
Yeah. All right, that's us for the night. I thought that was I wasn't sure if that was going to happen tonight. There was so much that was going down in this whole sort of scenario. I think what I'm going to do is say that is a great end to Act 2.
Oh.
I think
now we're in the end game.
Yeah.
Oh, Christian looks so different.
It's so bright where I am right now.
He's got eyes.
So what we do at the end of Act 2 is I take a look at your Act 2 agendas, personal agendas, and I decide whether or not you get another story point.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's start. I've got a list of them here. I've made it so I actually just have like a nice easy list here.
Was Wilson get shot by an android?
What's that? Sorry.
Yeah. Was Wilson's get shot by an android?
Like win.
Snuck that
in.
Have a severe HR dispute.
Grievance.
I won't worry about Miller's agenda for tonight. Let's look at Davis's. You absolutely, for sure, you get a story point. Absolutely.
Yay!
You guys don't know what these are, and that's fine.
Her agenda was to steal some jars.
Oh, yeah, Rye, absolutely. Story point there as well. Perfect. Thank you very much. I already know Chams, and you, of course, get a story point. That is absolutely accurate.
Right.
Was it sing a happy song?
Be the hero we all need.
What
we deserve.
For me.
Absolutely, Wilson gets a story point as well. So that's story points for everybody. I'm just going to check Miller's as well. I'd say yes, but mine's a little different. I'm going to say yes, but yes. I've kind of got two. Yes and no. So I'll deal with that later because things are kind of a bit weird with Miller at this point. All right, so that's the end of Act 2. At the start of the next session, we'll give out personal agendas for Act 3. There's a whole new personal agenda for everyone. Whether or not Wilson survives to get his third personal agenda would be interesting. But don't forget...
Sharp fingernails.
Yeah, don't forget though, Wilson, even if Wilson does perish, we've got numerous characters for you to embody that also have their own agendas. So there'll be something there for that. The other thing that we do at the end of every session is XP, which I should know the questions by now. How's everyone looking for XP?
I'm still at 10. I can't spend them because I haven't succeeded on any rolls.
Yeah, that's fair.
Same for Wilson.
Oh, you guys are both at 10? What about Rye and Davis?
I spent them all last time
Oh,
because
hey.
I got a
Nice.
couple of successes, so I was just like, spend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent 5 last time, so I've got 4 left.
By the way, if you guys feel like you want to roll more, literally just ask if you can do a roll for the thing. Like, instead of me just saying yes, you can do it. If you want to roll so you can risk the ability to level up, then absolutely we can do that. So we've got some people that need points or have freedom for points. Did you participate in the game session? That's a nice free point for everyone. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda this session?
No.
Risk? No. Did you risk your life for your buddy PC? Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC? Miller would get a point for that one, I think.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Shotgun to the
buckshot.
face.
Yeah. Did you make a panic roll? I think everyone did, thanks to Cham screaming.
Thanks, Cham.
Thanks, Jam.
Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? A dangerous
I'm
event using
in the
violent
middle
or
of one.
non-violent? Yeah, you're in the middle of one. Did you make a significant...
Does venting a room whilst I'm inside it count as a dangerous event?
What a crazy Ivan.
Yeah, the crazy Ivan. Yeah, I'd say
Not
so. It's a dangerous event that you did overcome. It could have gone badly, I think, if you weren't well prepared. You kind of
Thank you,
talked through
technicality.
preparing and stuff. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation? I think anyone who saw the med lab absolutely did. I think.
Or the giant monster on the outside of the...
Or the giant monster on the
ship.
outside. Or remembering, have you seen any motes? So I think everyone would probably get that.
I didn't take one for the mid lab
Lisa
last
needs
time, so I'll take
braces.
it this time.
Okay, yeah, cool. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I think everyone did this session.
No,
Extraordinary. Oh, maybe not. Well,
maybe didn't.
yeah, some did. And did you earn any money? Which still no one's earning any money. All right, that's us. That's Act 2 wrapped up, or at least, it's semi-wrapped up. We'll come and see the conclusion of that at the start of the next session, I think. There was still something that we still haven't stumbled upon, which will be ready for next act, which I mentioned at the end of the last session,
Oh my gosh. Yes.
which was like a woman sort of slumped up in a corridor somewhere, up against a wall.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's the end boss for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. This is where I say we're part of the new Alien movie, guys. We got Sigourney Weaver. Cool. We'll start with the combat next session. We've already drawn the initiatives. Very keen to see what Wilson might have up his sleeve for this with a venting suit. Yeah.
Blood.
Yeah, and with how much time has gone by as well in that shaft, at the start of the next session, I'll get Cham to do another opposed virulence.
Yeah, it sounds good. I think everyone might have to be doing an opposed virulence in just a matter of time, now that those motes are being spread out through the ventilation shaft, the air shaft.
Everyone except Miller.
That is true, actually. That is everyone except Miller. But, there are cures out there, guys. Remember, you've been shown that there are vials of cure. The medic guy had one on him, and he said there were others. So it's not over. It's not over if you've breathed these motes. Anyway, we'll figure that all out. We'll figure all of that out next week. It is Easter next week, so I just want to see... you guys just let me know if Monday's still good for you guys next week. I always picked Monday because on long weekends, everyone's back normally on a Monday anyway. So if it works for everybody next Monday, we'll carry on, and it could be a very interesting session next week. It could even literally be the final session next week. So it'll either be next week or the week after, I think, that we wrap this up. Awesome. Thanks, guys, and thanks to everyone who watched. Big congrats to Lyndon Hood and the other name, which I have closed, but we'll get in touch with both of you. Thanks to Free League Publishing for giving us the starter kits to give away. And you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.